Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
So,
I hope everyone is fine and well.
yes,
I'm
it's
good.
been a while. It's been a while. Hope everybody is okay, and we have got a debate night, which is
Yes,
long.
Leslie, what's the actual subject? Hi, Amanda.
Subject for tonight. Hi, Amanda. Is dreams.
Dreams.
Dreams, yes. So, if anybody wants to comment in the comments boxes, feel free.
Mm.
Hi, Irene. So we've got me, John, Phil, and Gary, and Peter.
And John.
John, I said me, Phil, John, didn't I? Yeah, John is in the background.
Yeah.
That's his hand. Oh no, it's not. Hi, Michael. Hi, Robbie.
Like Robbie says, hi guys from on to Scotland. We are not alone. We're definitely not, mate. We're definitely not. Yeah, so hi everyone. After a long period of no communication, I'm back officially, and yeah, COVID, terrible, isn't it?
It's nice to see you fighting fit and well, though, Phil.
Yes, all is good. Only thing I can say to folks when it comes to this COVID, just make sure that you've had your vitamins and your immune systems to your best, and you'll be fine, guys.
It's good to see you better, mate. It's good to see that you're better, mate.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. How you doing, pal?
Yeah, all right, thanks.
Today, Phil's been hiding under a rock. I have been hiding under a rock. Definitely have. I've actually been looking at my hedgehogs while I've been unwell, and I've been feeding them. Look, I've got actual special food for hedgehogs.
Spike's meaty feast.
Yes.
Oh, bless.
Oh,
her.
Irene's caught another cold. Oh, bless her.
Oh no, not another.
A lemon and honey with whiskey.
Whiskey's imperative.
So, dreams, Leslie. Have you had any dreams that connected to any investigations that you've done in the past?
No, not that I can say or think of. I have had some strange ones when I was younger, the reoccurring ones. I used to get one regular, which I didn't like because it actually resembled the film Poltergeist when the little girl was watching the telly and saw the static. Well, I had a dream very similar to that, and I was only young myself, so that is quite, I don't know, a bit weird.
Well, I can officially say that I do not like dolls due to that film. That creepy doll that goes and captures that little boy and drags him under. Yeah, don't like that doll.
No. What about yourself, Phil?
Investigation-wise, I think it was Fairbeck near Maltby.
Okay.
I don't know. It was strange. I mean, I had hi Mandy, hi Irene. Just going through some.
Hi, Nigel.
Hi Annette. Hi Nigel.
Hi,
Thank you for sharing to your page, mate.
yeah, thanks everybody.
Yeah, Fairbeck Hall. Basically, we did an investigation there, and something about the place. It's eerie, I mean, it was used as an hospital for, for war and soldiers, and you just had that really eerie feeling that there was that insanity energy.
Yeah.
That something weren't right in some areas, and strangely enough, after I came away from there, I was starting getting like weird, vivid dreams. For instance, one I was like a soldier, and I must have had something wrong with my leg, and in my dream there were an incident that occurred, and someone went and fell off the balcony. Yeah, and then it makes me wonder. Well, there could be a possibility that could have happened. I mean, at the end of the day, if there's people roaming around that is not well, and and fall off a balcony, then it could have happened. But yeah, it were a vivid dream, and that were after that investigation. But yeah, they were a good location as well.
Do you seem to have more? Like, you can either have horrible dreams, can't you, like nightmares, or you can have nice dreams. I tend to have more not nice dreams. I don't know about you guys. Or you guys in the comments. I was talking to my son's girlfriend over this weekend, and she was telling me that she only ever has bad dreams, not nice dreams. So where does that lie with you guys? What about you, Peter?
I generally have nice dreams, that kind of thing. No, not too bad. But I've not had anything linked with like an investigation. But what I have had is I've had my relatives visit me who have died, and it's been like dead. Well, that's a good word. Dead real, you know. My mum had died, and then soon after. It was just one of them years when I thought, oh, I'm just going to not remember my birthday. I'm getting too old, so I'm not going to remember it. So days just went on, and I weren't remembering what day it were. And then my mum came into my dream, and she walks in room, and it were dead real. And I'd just like lost her, like, so. And I sits on settee with her, and I just like, you know, yeah, God, you know, you're here. And then, I wakes up and I thought, what day is it? And it was my birthday. She'd come on my birthday. Like, and I weren't aware it was my birthday, believe it or not. It was, I don't know, I don't know where my head were at, but she came on my birthday. And then another time, I wakes up and I sees my grandma who died. And I knew it were her because she had a bit of like a back, like, you know, condition. I knew it were her. And then I thought, what day is it? And it were exact day my mum died.
Wow.
That she came. And then I had another realistic dream once where I were living, it were like I'd gone downstairs and I met my dad in living room, and I'm having an heart to heart with him. And it were one of them, like, again, I call a spiritual dream where it's like beyond reality. You know, you just, it's like it's happening real time. You know, it's hard to distinguish between dream and reality. It's that clear. And for me, that's a proper spiritual dream when a spirit steps into your dream. And I said to him, I said, what's it like where you are? And he were like, oh, I can't tell you. We're not allowed to tell you. I ain't got to tell you nothing. And I'm going, yeah, but you can tell me. Oh, you can tell me. Oh, we can talk about. Oh, and I were trying to drag it out of him, what it were like there. And he's going, look, we're not allowed to. We just can't tell you. He's going. So that were interesting.
Yeah, I wonder what it is, why they're saying that they can't tell you. It's very interesting, that.
But that's why they carry on when you make general contact, you know, in EVP or ITC. They don't give much away.
No. Like I said, and it comes to a question: how much are we supposed to know? You know, it really is an hard one. I mean, there's Robbie. He goes, "I love dreams where I can fly." There's Annette. I don't remember mine unless they're bad. And like he says, is rubbish that some dreams are connected to past lives.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Just say hello to Jacqueline. Hiya, Jacqueline, love.
I find it fascinating because my dreams, and this is where Mandy's comment comes in. Can anyone else continue their dream while they wake up midway to go to loo, and then when they go back to sleep, it continues?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't do that.
I think it's happened once.
Very often. It's often.
It's happened a few times.
Yeah, I find that fascinating.
And weirdly enough, I can actually control my dreams.
Same.
Yeah. My brother's same. When I'm in a dream, it feels like I'm actually
That,
there.
that's lucid
consciously.
dreaming, isn't it? It's called lucid dreaming. That way you can control your actions in your dream, I think.
Yeah, and it's like me wandering around in some matrix. It's weird. I have it very often now, and used to it. In my lucid dreams, normally I'm rich and I'm going around ghost hunting and fighting demons. I love it.
Catch you later, Jacqueline. Have a good one. Hi to Lisa.
Yes, and also, is it Liza?
Lisa.
Mandy Bell, she says she can. Oh, Jacqueline's off to an invest. Get in.
Have a good one.
Have a nice one. I hope it's not too bad weather-wise.
Yeah, it's gone a bit miserable today, hasn't it, weather? So what it has been.
Yeah, I've got a question actually for is it Liza? Do you have to practice? Do you know when you go into the to these dreams, or even Mandy, if you can do this when it comes to continuing the dreams? Questions out there for everyone really is if did they have to practice at it, or does it come naturally? I mean, to me it came naturally. I didn't, and only recently, actually, because I didn't used to remember my dreams. So when I woke up, that were it. It was like next day after 2 minutes.
Wow. I wonder why we remember some dreams and then we don't others.
Let me turn the volume off.
That's weird.
Well, what you just said there, Leslie, I had a dream the other night, and it were right interesting. And usually, quite often I wake up and then 10 minutes later I forgot it. And I thought, keep it in your head, keep reminding yourself about it. So about half an hour later, I still remembered it. And I thought, well, I don't need to write this down. I remember it now. It's half an hour on. It's dead set in my brain. And then later in the day, I thought, what did I dream about?
Yeah,
I couldn't think of it. Like, what? I mean, what is going on in that? What's going on with that?
Yeah, because 1 minute you can remember it as clear as day, can't you? And then later on in the day, it's like totally gone.
Yeah.
See, my point of view on that is, I think you're not really meant to remember. So it's like your subconscious is deliberately wanting you to forget. But that's why people should actually, especially depending on dream, should get a journal and write it down, because that's what I've started doing.
Yeah,
I've got a dream journal myself.
Yeah.
So Liza says she's an astral traveler.
Okay.
Yeah, Astral Travel. Yeah, that's good.
That's brilliant. And Mandy Bell says it only happened and only occurred a couple of times. So yeah, that's interesting.
Can I just ask about astral travel? I've heard that there's two types, but people don't really distinguish between the two types. There's astral travel. That's where people kind of train themselves to go into it before they go into a sleep state. An out-of-body experience. It just happens to you, and it's like, you're not submitting to it, consciously. So there's the outer body and there's the astral travel. So the commenter, what do you have to do to go into that state? And have you had both them type of different kind of dreams? I wondered. Where you know.
I mean, I can do it if I meditate.
So there's meditation.
Yeah, beforehand.
Yeah, yeah.
What is that? Just before sleep, then, John? Is that?
Yeah. Sometimes it's just like when I just meditate and I don't sleep, and sometimes I do it before sleep. Sometimes I do it. So sometimes I meditate to do that astral traveling, but sometimes I just end up falling asleep. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But When it comes to dreams, that's the thing that I get a lot, and I can do what I want in my dreams, kind of thing. I've practiced that for a long time. With astral traveling, that doesn't seem to happen that much for me. Or maybe I'm just not sure.
No.
I don't see difference. Maybe.
Talking about travelling, have you seen that Fourth Kind?
Fourth Kind.
Well,
film,
that's
yeah.
interesting.
Oh, I don't like that film. I don't
See,
like
that's interesting. Why don't you like that film, Leslie?
Pardon?
Why don't you like that film?
It scares me to death. That is one of the films that I don't like to watch. And even my eldest Alex, he'll watch anything and he don't even like watching that film. Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Right, so Fourth Kind, it's
Me.
professor over in I think it's near Alaska way, and basically she had these patients that supposed to have had dreams, and they were all connected together because they all saw a white owl, and obviously Professor being an hypnotist, psychiatrist. She went and hypnotized these 5 to see and find out whereabouts in the dream this white owl comes in, and what is this white owl about. And apparently, when it comes to hypnotizing them under the process, this white owl was a memory injected into the actual memory to mask an incident. And as soon as they've unmasked it and the person replays what they've actually seen, they went and did something stupid, either commit suicide. I think one were suicide, and there were a couple where one had his back broken because when they were in while they were in session, and there's actual videotape footage as well. Of them levitating from bed and breaking the back while the message in Sumerian came out. And so and that's through like dreams and through that kind of subconscious mind state that occurred. It's really I find it interesting myself because it's while you're asleep or while you think you're dreaming, there's actual these beings up there or these people that seem to control, your dreams. I find it really weird, and that I find that film interesting. It is scary because could it actually happen?
It seems like there's real, true recordings as well about it. Also, it's based in Nome. So it's these are isolated places in Alaska as well. I'd love to visit them places, right? But we've got one from Robert. My dreams have an habit of spirits coming through, trying to contact me. I have to wake myself up, as I don't want them contacting me in my own time. Yeah.
Can imagine.
Some people do spiritually try and close themselves off before they go to sleep, don't they? So they don't get bothered too much.
People don't like being near mirrors, do they, or leaving television on and things like that?
Yeah, I've always had that. I don't like a mirror in sight when I'm in my bed.
Oh no, especially if it's
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Yeah.
No,
that's creepy as hell.
I went to an hotel. And I had to
once.
go around.
Sorry, John.
Sorry. Yeah, I had an hotel where they had one full length wardrobe, and it was at the foot of my bed. So I had to open wardrobe so mirror weren't showing. I used to get up, open door so I couldn't see the mirror, and wife like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Can't sleep with that mirror there at the bottom of my bed." It's not happening.
Definitely not.
I don't.
I once
don't
woke
like.
up in mid. Oh, sorry, mate.
Sorry, Peter. Go on. No, Peter. Go on.
No, you go, Gary. It's all right.
I don't like mirrors either. I don't.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
I think they're magical, like, but yeah.
Mm.
I I once woke up and I'd left television on, and they were like this like spiritual warfare going on, and there were these like two female spirits, and they were trying to push this spirit through television, and I witnessed it. Like, I could sense what they were saying, saying, "Go and get rid of him," and then I felt all this energy go towards television screen, as if they'd slammed this entity through television screen, and I thought, "What's just happened?" And then I went back to sleep.
That reminds me of that film, Constantine.
Yeah.
You know, with Mirror.
Yeah.
Beginning.
Yeah, demons in mirror, and then he throws it outside and shatters it to get rid of it, so it don't come through. Yeah, that's that's it. It is. There's something, definitely something about mirrors.
We've had a couple of messages regarding sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
As well.
Hi, David from Texas.
Hi, David.
So we'll look at dreams coming true as well, definitely. Sleep paralysis. I mean, I think I woke up while I was still kind of. Maybe that might be a difference, but I've woke up while I was still dreaming, basically. Now that might be an astral traveling. And so I was still seeing. I know I was awake, but I was still seeing my dream, and I couldn't move. But I think I thought that through. I think when I woke up, I realised, hey, I'm still dreaming. I can't move. I must be travelling about. Like, so I carried on doing it, and maybe it's because I didn't panic.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, it happened to me. I panicked because I saw myself floating downstairs, and I thought, I'm going to fall at some point. So I thought, I was that scared of falling from air and just flying downstairs that I woke myself up, and I fully woke up like. But that's all I know about that, really.
Do you know what I find interesting? Subconscious mind state and consciousness. They're totally different, aren't they? I mean, which in reality would you actually look at what's real? I mean, for instance, you've got your like John said, while he was asleep, he was still dreaming but could feel that he was still awake. That means to me that your subconscious and your consciousness is actually separate while you're asleep.
Yeah.
Is that might that be spirit and soul? So soul and spirit being separate.
Yeah, I mean, one could like your subconscious could be like reflecting on spirit side, while your conscious is dealing with. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Because in a lot of like theology, people point to the soul and spirit being two separate entities. You know, I know a lot of people say, you know, when they think of soul, they think of it as spirit, and maybe vice versa. But I don't think so.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I just don't. I see them as separate.
There's a big rabbit hole, isn't there, that you can go through while thinking all these, isn't there, really? If you come to think of it.
Yeah.
Is there any comments?
Mandy Bell, I wonder what the difference is with dreams and hallucinations. Or when you're ill. Hallucinations when you're ill. I remember having some. I can remember one from when I was about 4. I had a high fever, and I saw my bedroom as a pirate ship, and I was fighting, skeletons were trying to get me. And it's because I was ill. But I woke up and I was still seeing it. So, yeah, maybe hallucinations and stuff. Maybe that's the same mechanism, but it's just strong, and it's when you're awake.
And would you say that where people's like see visions at time slips, visions at past? They say that can be a dream state, can't they?
Yeah.
There's a guy in Liverpool, and there's a street, and there's been quite a few people have seen time slips, and they've seen vans with names on, and they've like gone back in time, and them businesses existed back in the day, and apparently under this Liverpool road is the tube station, and they think maybe, and it's on a circular loop as well. They're thinking the energy from that is changing the time, and also you have the Mersey, which is nearby, and all energy from that.
Yeah, I get you with that. It's amazing. I mean, we've seen I mean, yeah, because there's got to be something behind it. I mean, there's loads of people's recordings of stuff happening in areas where they couldn't have known what was going on back then. And we've seen a picture of someone took a picture, and it's outline of an old car. It's like a ghostly outline. It's ridiculous. We saw the camera the phone that they took it on and everything.
I had a weird dream once. Sorry.
No.
Me and my ex visited Wales, where my granddad died. It was on Stonesy's Caravan Park in Wales, and after we finished in Wales, we went home. I went to sleep, and all of a sudden, I dreamt about I was transported back to Stonesy's Caravan Park. And when I arrived back in it, my granddad was stood in front of me.
Wow. Yeah. You see,
and he just looked at me and he went, "I love you. Thank you for coming back visiting me."
See, that to me to me that sounds like a visit and a message. That guy.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because I don't get them often myself. I mean, I had one, weirdly enough, when my pet died, Sally, my dog. Weirdly enough, I could feel while I were in bed, she were up playing on bed, and I woke up and I thought, wow. To me, that just sent to me like a message saying, you know, I'm here, you know.
I mean, I do believe when our loved ones come through, they're just telling us that they're okay, and we shouldn't stress about them.
Yeah.
Just continue with your life and don't stress about me. I'm fine, you know. So
it's an interesting point actually, Gary, because I was reading a book not recently, Tibetan Book of the Dead. Obviously, Tibetan Book of the Dead. It's about memoirs of a monk that goes through his life, where his his family and stuff like that die around him, and he had these dreams, and basically, it was just an interpretation through Buddhism about death, and like you're saying, in your dreams, they actually come forward and said it and make themselves known to say in that context that they're actually there. You know, they're around. You might not see them, or you might not hear them, but they're around.
But they're always there.
Definitely.
Just looking at this comment as well. It's just like you've been saying, guys, as well. My sleep paralysis once included 3 people dressed in black at the end of my bed. 2 women and a man. The woman had black feathers in her hat. I thought my time was up, right? But then Mandy's just before that makes me wonder if we all have our own personal reality, because it's intriguing how we see and hear things differently. But I mean, that is so true, isn't it? Because everyone here could have a different memory attached to like lavender as a smell. So lavender in your dream will have a totally different meaning, and it'll strike different memories to you than it will me. See, lavender reminds me of visiting my nan's, because it were next to the gate.
Yeah, very big bush, right?
Yeah, very big bush, right? And it were next to the gate, tons of bees.
Yeah, I used to just run.
You had to open the gate, disturb bees to get through.
Yeah, I thought that were odd. I could
that were amazing.
I could go for years and years of that. I actually tried. Every
Never got
time I
stuck.
went to my
Never
nan's,
got stuck.
I actually tried climbing over the gate because I really don't like how what buzz near me anyway.
But-
So
You never got stung
never got stung.
because
Yeah.
bees don't usually
Actually,
sting you.
my sister used to stroke back at beach.
Yeah, she used to stroke them on back at B. So, but I just think that with Annette lot and Mandy's comments, they just link up there.
Definitely.
Because what those in black to me, what Annette was saying, dressed in black. I've seen, and then someone said here, Hatman, and things like that. You see, I have seen these, and I do believe that there's watchers, like the administrators, and I do believe they're just watching. I had a dream once actually that one runs a book and keeping a tag on what certain people are up to.
Like Adjustment Bureau, isn't it?
A bit like a film called Adjustment Bureau. I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't,
Watch it.
It's worth a watch. It's a great film.
Sort of film as
It's
well.
got a bit of a love twanging film, but it's a brilliant film.
Don't normally like them.
I don't.
So you see them as quite positive then, them kind of.
I don't. I think they're just neutral. They're just watch.
neutral,
Yeah, just.
right?
I think for them, there's certain events with certain people involved, and they're just keeping an eye out because they want a certain outcome. So they're just watching.
Right.
Makes you wonder about the outcome, though.
Yeah, it
Like
makes you
like
wonder.
a go-between.
Yeah. Now, are they gonna? If it's not going right way for them, do they get in touch with someone to try and make it go right way, good or bad? I don't know, but that won't surprise me.
Sue Cook's got a dream with Leslie in it.
Oh, wait.
Oh, dear.
Oh yeah, Sue
Oh,
Cook.
you poor thing, Sue.
I had a strange dream last week, and Leslie, you was in the dream. And I was going to give you a pot of yogurt. That's all I can remember about it. You see,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I mean,
It's not like sugar, is it? Like you go to your next door neighbour. Can I have some sugar? It's a pot of yogurt.
yeah, I mean, yeah. Did you have a bad stomach at some point last week? wait, last week, yeah. Because it's good for your stomach, yogurt, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
I find it interesting. It's a pot of yogurt.
it's a pot of yogurt. There's a David from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Is it natural yogurt or something that you're gonna have to add to it? 'Cause
I
that's
like-
terrible.
I like Greek yogurt, mate.
Greek, yeah.
Flavoured or not, it don't matter. Very thick.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, you could build a wall with that stuff.
Mm. Yeah, David's got the same idea as me. Yogurt. Oof, I'm just craving yogurt. Strawberry yogurt. I like flavour.
Coconut yogurt's good.
Coconut, yeah.
So you know, other than the black entity people, has anybody seen anything else when they've come out of the dream? Actually visible?
Yeah, I have. You have. So in old house, I was practicing dream work and stuff like that for a while. Then one night I remember, I can see it like right now. It was that flipping strong. I woke up and there was a samurai looking over my bed on left hand side.
That's good.
A full samurai.
That's better than mine. That one.
Seriously, I just.
Was it that at that point that you thought your past life were like you were a samurai?
Yeah, weirdly enough, I went to a transgression at some point. Mandy Belt, we ended up talking about yoga.
No, it's food. That's the problem. Don't talk about food, people.
Yeah, I went to a transgression. Someone saw like a Chinese or Japanese person come through on me. So they said it looks like you've got past life that way on. And then when I thought about it, the only language I've ever tried learning is Japanese. But that were like from being 10, 11, when, no, I was at 12, something like that. When I remember Naomi coming to this secondary school from Japan, all proper Japanese attire, the lot. She was she just tried teaching a bit of Japanese. And it's the only language I've ever picked up right easy. Not right easy, but I've ever latched onto, kind of thing. Yeah, so I don't know what that, but I saw Samurai. But when I moved out of that house, I felt like a dream. You woke, but you woke. No, you didn't have a dream. You were asleep. You woke up, and what did you see? It yawned at you.
Oh, that big beat. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I were in another. I were in a dream state world there. Sorry. Right. Yeah. So,
Thinking of yogurt.
yeah, actually, well, I know, thinking about the thing there, but anyway. So right, so you were away, yeah, and I woke up.
I'd left the house, hadn't I?
Yeah, you left the house.
My bed had gone.
Bed gone. It worked kind of first day, I think, right? First night.
First couple of nights.
First, I think it was 2 nights in while we moved away. I actually turned round in me because I heard something at the corner of my room. I turned round and I actually saw this weird winged beast, and it was like looking, because they were at John's bed because we used to share a room, and they were looking at bed,
They
like,
weren't
searching. And I looked, I was like, what the bloody hell was that? And then all of a sudden it just flew off. It looked at me and then just flew off.
It kind of like yawned at you, didn't it?
Yeah,
and then
I did a
just shot off.
weird thing and shot out. I must have been in bed for looking at that exact spot at bed for about 3 minutes, wondering what the blooming heck have I just seen.
But at that time, I was looking into a cult. So I could have picked out up at that time because I was looking into some proper like heavy stuff, yeah. And when he said it, so you did say at time it were where foot of my bed were, and like looking as in where's he gone, you know?
I were in all me. I weren't scared. Weirdly enough, I was more wondering what the bloody hell's that thing doing at foot of bed. They were crazy.
What I saw were when I were first paranormal experience I had was I was chased out of these burial grounds by Spring Hill Jack, you know, a big massive bloody monster, and it ran after me down this road, and you know, if anyone asked me about it, I used to nearly start crying. It were a really like big experience, but got through that. And then later years I went back.
How old would you have been?
Not 9.
So you were a young boy then, yeah?
Yeah. And I legged it out these grounds, and I runs across this road. There's no cars coming. I'm down this other road, and then I'm thinking, is it still behind me? Because I'm absolutely legging it, you know. And then I looked back, and it stood at top of the hill looking at me down. And then it disappeared, and so I was pretty obsessed with it, like. And then I went back later, took a picture, and you know, there's some breathing flames in them grounds. So I thought, great, I've captured him on film. It would a bit. I mean, Leslie's seen it, ain't you, Leslie?
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
But it's a bit. It's not pin sharp, but you know, you can see it's flames.
Yeah.
And then what happened were council just put concrete straight through them grounds. They've redeveloped it. And then I had a dream, and then sticking to dream theme, they said, oh, it's not in the cholera grounds anymore. It's not in the cholera grounds. And then I woke up, and then I saw this like bloke in futuristic leathers, you know, like Daniel L. Jackson's dressed.
Yeah.
Matrix.
Yeah,
all that stuff going on. With long leather coat on, black leather gloves, all that gear, and he had a bald head. This guy, and I could see him, and he was like facing wall. You know, I couldn't see his face. He was going other way, and I saw him, and then that was it. I saw him, and that was coming out of that dream when they said he's not in the cholera grounds anymore. They'd lost him, and it's because they've concreted it all, and he's got on his toe somewhere.
Right, yeah.
We did a hunt for Spring Hill Jack, weirdly enough.
Yeah, it was somewhere near York, or
Collingwood.
Leeds. Collingwood, that's it.
Oh, Leeds.
Yeah, Collingham area.
The legend actually was then that people, a spring-heeled jack, people actually reported spring-heeled jack near Collingham.
Yeah,
All right. Recent times.
it was a few years ago.
I think no, them reports were back in 1800s, I believe.
Oh, right, 1800.
Oh, yeah.
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 Them reports were.
Yeah, main ones were in Victorian.
Yeah, and these
but-
people today that still look for spring-heeled jack.
Yeah.
Well, it's still a we don't know where it is. I don't think he's there now because they've totally redeveloped it, and I got that dream, so I don't think he's there. So.
I think is this kind of confirming to us that we should go on to hunt for the spring-heeled jack?
I wouldn't mind going back to Collingham because there were a pub there as well. Something like Half Moon, yeah.
Half Moon.
And that's where Cromwell stopped when he was on his tours.
Yeah.
So there were loads of historical places that we saw that day. So
We nearly got eaten by pigs.
oh yeah, we ended up in a wood,
Yeah.
and then we realised we were in like a fenced off area, caged off area, and we heard some grunting, and there were wild boars.
Yeah.
And they looked at us, and we thought those things can run fast. They're massive, and they've got tusks.
Aggressive, aren't they?
Yeah, they're aggressive. So we saw them, we got out of there.
Yeah, we kind of tiptoed away.
We tiptoed away, then ran.
Have
So,
you
yeah,
seen old Leslie or Gary coming out of dreams?
I've not. No. No.
No.
I have.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've mentioned this, but when I was with my ex in the flat, I used to like freeze for a while, and like I wasn't inside my own body. And when my ex walked in, all she can hear was me saying Nicola, but so quietly. And I went, Nicola, Nicola. And when I snapped out of it, there's like a dark figure with his hand around my neck.
Yeah.
And I couldn't speak for a while.
No.
Yeah.
And then when Nicola said, Gary, are you okay? And then she said it about 15 times. And eventually she just grabbed hold of my arm, shook me out, and she said, are you okay? I went, did you just try and strangle me? She went, no, I was asleep in bed. You was on your own in the living room.
Wow.
I got froze to the couch, like someone was like that around my neck,
Yeah.
and I couldn't speak.
That's a bit like paralysis, then, isn't it? It's a bit like that, isn't it? Sleep paralysis in a way.
Yeah, it's that. But there's also that people like that have that experience and actually have marks.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Then that makes you wonder, doesn't it? You know, how can you get a mark from a dream? So you know, but people has experienced and reported that where they've had someone strangle them and in the dream and they woke up with handprints. You know.
Yeah, it's definitely. Have I been? I've seen once. I saw myself on a train, and I'd been shot, and it looks like I'd died, and I was watching myself. So, because they always say you're not supposed to see yourself die in a dream, but I definitely saw myself get shot on a train, and I died. Like, I can see those things. What I've seen, I can see very clearly as soon as I think about it. In my head, I can see it. It's like it's really clear. Years ago.
I think Sue's got a question. Sue Cook about a waking dream.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Oh yeah, there we go. Can anyone explain what a waking dream? A friend of mine has these often, and she says it's terrible. It really makes her frightened. So is that's when you're awake, isn't it? And then you just it kind of flashes through your mind. Is it?
Unless you're awake and you don't know you're dreaming. I mean, I've had weirdly enough. Well, is it a dream? Yeah, it's a dream to me. Right. So I were in bed. So my dream was that I was in bed and I was feeling hernia on my stomach. it were a big hernia. I was pressing it in, and I could feel it. It actually made me scared because at the time I didn't know I was dreaming. And then I woke up, and I felt my stomach. I'm like, oh, I ain't got an hernia.
So that's something what's
It's true.
it's trying to imprint a different kind of reality onto your mind, isn't it?
I've
Makes
got
you wonder
dream-
then,
I've got
why?
a weird,
Why do that?
a weird dream Alex told me about that he'd had not so long ago, and this is bizarre. And in fact, we were telling his girlfriend about this earlier today. He had a dream that he was sat here at home, and he'd got a knife, and you know, like you're carving like chicken breast off a chicken. It was sat and it was carving pieces of his leg off and eating his own leg in this dream.
Oh my God!
How awful is that? That's just horrible, and it really freaked him out because he's
I bet, yeah.
eating my leg, Mama. What's all that about? I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, for me, dreams have got to be it's your brain trying to figure something out or tell you something.
Yeah.
So if you're getting it when you're awake, like waking ones, it must be your brain trying to figure something out what's pretty important. Well, it's deemed it important.
Yeah.
It's
So
isn't it? You've got to
it will like
symbology.
it's like what Phil said when he said when we think when we've had a dream and we can't remember it, it's the subconscious not allowing us to remember it. It's only meant for the subconscious part of the brain. So like you said there, John, probably we have to wake up and the waking part of the brain has to maybe deal with it.
Yeah.
Apparently, we only use a third of his brain as well, don't we? According to scientists.
Yeah. They say that, don't they? Yeah. I mean, at same, they do. I mean, at the same time, that subconsciousness, it makes me wonder how much it rested, what's being used there for that, and we just don't know about it. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot going off. I mean, when you think about it, your brain, there's a lot going off, isn't there?
I mean, like Robbie says, is we use 10%, but do we actually use 10%? You know, maybe that we are actually using more than what we are. It's just we're not aware.
Yeah, I mean, my mum dreamed she went to a graveyard and someone followed her home and sat on the bed. She was genuinely terrified. I mean, you would be, wouldn't you?
I mean, you know, obviously, people do believe that there's attachments, isn't there?
Yeah.
Wherever you go, if you an abandoned building, let's say, and that there's some poor soul here and wants to attach to you because obviously, you know, it's probably alone. I mean, I do believe in attachments, and probably she were open because she might have been spiritually open.
Yeah.
And she saw that attachment come to her house.
Yeah. I mean, David from Texas, has anyone had the feeling of falling down or missing a step, then wake up? Yeah.
I used to dream about, you know, where you're hanging washing out. Well, you men might not know what I mean, but there were a joke there. I'm only kidding. But when you're hanging washing out, you put him at the old prop, and you prop the line up. I always used to dream. Well, not always. I had it a couple of times where I'd be putting washing out, and this prop would fall, and as soon as it come to hitting me, I'd wake up. So it was similar to that.
Yeah.
Like you thought weird, but you like jerk yourself out of sleep. Weird.
Yeah. I've had it where I'm going to sleep and then I have a thought where I'm falling off a pavement, like, and then I wake up suddenly and then I feel all my body weight go to one side.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I don't know if you've had things like that.
That is, and what I find interesting as well is, my mum. It happened because my mum, she had a dream that she went on holiday. She got on an aeroplane, and then aeroplane were going to crash, and she woke up. Now, but she fell out of bed anyway. Now, what someone told me then is you do understand dreams are very fast. Your body probably detected you were falling, give you that full dream that seems like it might have been longer than what you think, and then it give it the ending of an airplane crashing to tell you you're going to fall.
Symbolic.
Yeah,
Totally symbolic.
So
Isn't it?
body felt itself tipping over, and in
Yeah.
the time it takes to fall, you've had that full dream. And I'm like, what? But I'm
Good that.
thinking, sensors slow things down, but in your brain, it can travel really far. I'm sure. Well, they're saying, I've looked into it, and they're saying it's like very fast. It's very fast.
It's like a supercomputer.
It's like a supercomputer kind of fast. So
Have you had any premonitions then with dreams? You were going to touch on that, weren't you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
I've had one. Really.
Yeah.
Have you guys had it? Leslie?
I've not, no.
Gary? No.
No.
Well, when I was a kid, about 6 months before my dad died, he weren't very well, but I had this dream, right? Again, pretty realistic and quite traumatic. And doors swung open, and it was like a wind. Massive wind came through house, and it grabbed my dad and took him out. And then I woke up, and then 6 months later he died. Like,
right.
so
that.
I think that I reckon that was a premonition. So
yeah.
That's what 9/11.
But yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's only been the last couple of years I've spoke about it because it's just people could hear you and think, anyone can make that up. But I don't care. I suppose I just don't care now. I just tell people. So it's like, and it was. So I hope I get days right. But it was a Sunday night. I had a dream. I walked into a shop, glass case counter, and it was war memorabilia. I've told it before this, but there were like on this shelf here there were like Nazi memorabilia from World War II. So I looked at it and I thought, hey, I'm not very interested in that. So I turned around and there were these metal plates like that celebrate not that I can't say the word remembrance. That's it, yeah. Certain events, you get them silver plates, don't you? Well, this one had WW1, WW2, WW3. And I said to the guy behind the counter, and I can see his face to this day. And it's not a face I know. He had long hair. And I went, so mate, that plate's wrong. That has not happened. And he went, not in your time, it hasn't. I looked at him, I went, all right, mate. And I thought to myself, I'm in a dream here. And there was a door right next to me. And because when I'm in a dream and I realise, I try to do something before I wake up. I saw a door and I thought I'm going to get through it. So I opened the door and there were just people debating. And they saw me and I can see guy's face. He was from another country. And he came up to talk to me about whatever's going off. And it was a bit of a shock. So I woke up. That was Sunday. I went to work Monday. It's an old job. Monday. Came home about 2:30, walking uphill. Forgot about this dream. I saw a number plate. And it had WW and then it had like a 1 or an I in it or something. It reminded me of a dream. So I wrote it down on the back of a letter. Tuesday came. I've only done it twice in my life. I phoned up sick and I weren't.
You wagged it.
Yeah, I wagged it. Oh. This is an old job, by the way. I sat down and the only channel what had news on 24/7 back then were BBC News 24. So I put it on. I watched news until they first reported a fire in motor room top of one at Trade Centre Towers, and there was smoke coming out, and so they were already watching it. And then they don't tell you this now. And so cameras watching a lift motorroom fire, and then first plane in. It's like someone were telling me something was going to happen. I just didn't know what. And I sat, watched news until it did. It was just really weird.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I can't make that up. It's just what happened. And since then, I've been fully into loads of different stuff. I did find out after that there's a set of random number generators all over the planet. So they're going all the time. And every time there's a big event, a human event, they start matching up. They start matching up around the world and the peak at certain events. You can look it up as well. It's a big project what they do, and that's what got me into keeping on to looking into all these things, science and all sorts. But yeah, that is literally what my first big premonition. I've had ones after that as well. Little ones, things that I've tried avoiding, and then you think you've avoided them. Like I saw one, and it was just me getting a telling off by my gaffer, and I avoided it all day. I'm like, yeah, I can beat this. He called me on the way home, out at work. I got into trouble for something. It weren't even my fault. Then next day he said sorry. But it's like it had to happen. No matter what, you're not avoiding it.
No.
I thought I'd done it. I thought, I've totally beat this. I've got away with it.
It's like fate, isn't it, in a way?
Yeah,
Like
I've had fake kind of dreams, and I've tried avoiding them, and it just doesn't seem to work.
Have you had dreams where you don't think it's quite come to pass yet? Because it was such a big dream and it had such like drama, and you thought it hadn't happened yet, but it might do.
Yeah, there's one. There's
I've got one.
I've got one I'm waiting for.
I am.
And I hope it does.
Same here.
Yeah. So, and at the same time, I don't like. No, this one I haven't told no one, just because it's like if it does.
Well, you put it out there to the universe, it can come back as real, can't it?
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
It's not to do with petrol shortages at all. Just so you know, it's a bigger thing than that. And yeah, exactly, Peter. I don't want to put it out there.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to put it out there. So it can stay in my head for now.
No, same here. We've got Karen Mainwaring Jenkins. Some say you can dream and have an out-of-body experience and travel. What's your thoughts on that? You know, when I said that woman's ghost came to see me and she's still living.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking of that like as an out-of-body experience because it was in the physical. I woke up to it and it was physically happening. I always thought like out-of-body experiences and the other one, what other one? Astral Travel. I always thought you were like a kind of like in a third person situation looking down on it, and I didn't think you'd come into the physical. That proper blew me away. That. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean so yeah, I get what you're saying, because that way astral traveling when I was practicing that, I had things around the room. Some that I knew what smelled. So I had like this candle what smelled of mint. That was there. I had something in front of me, and something I can remember a candle what was mint. I had 3 items, one there, and one in front. So I used to sit back, shut my eyes, train myself to seat room, watch myself move over to the candle, smell like the mint. So I knew each object, and I used to keep doing that until I fell asleep, and it just one day it kind of just happened, and I ended up floating off. I ended up running away from someone, and I saw a fence. And I thought, hey, it's a dream. I can do what I want. So I jumped to jump over it, but I went flying off into air, and I woke up.
But I'm just wondering if someone was sat in that room at that time where them scented candles were, would they experience you in there with them, or is it just you from a higher dimension viewing it? That's how I always thought it was until that happened, and that
Yeah,
just
good point.
blew me away. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I wonder if it depends how strong your energy is, maybe.
It could be that.
Because there were a circle of people what set that I knew were spiritual students what practice stuff like this, and they said once that they saw someone viewing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remote viewing.
Yeah. Someone came
Or
in.
it might be a connection between people. If you've got a certain connection, you might sense them, whereas at other times you might not sense someone. Maybe.
Yeah. That's
An interesting
one. That, isn't it? Yeah.
Some people have the same dreams as other people, don't they? As well, which I find utterly bizarre.
Yeah, like a shared dream.
Mm.
Yeah, that is interesting.
That's interesting.
Sorry.
Shared dreams are a different thing, I think. You know, you're not really supposed to have the same dream at all, aren't you? Really?
No,
I mean,
weird.
everyone's individual.
Sorry, guys, I've got to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not long off actually.
Yeah, we've got to go anyway, haven't we?
Yeah, we're getting on. Yeah.
It's only because family's just turned up.
No, thanks,
Okay, Gary.
Okay, Gary, thanks for popping
No
on.
worries. Thanks for putting me on. See you later, guys.
Thank you.
On, Gary.
See you later, Gary.
All right.
Shall we read some of these comments?
And my mum would tell me about the conversation she had with my partner who passed away at night. Sorry to hear that. She said he sat in the wheelchair talking to her, and to be honest, she was bedbound and could not have known anything about things happening at the time. See, when you get stuff like that, it's a different level of like what's happening there. You know, there's a lot to look at there. My mum tell me about the conversation she had with the partner who passed away at night. She said he sat in the wheelchair talking to her. She was bedbound and could not have known anything about things happening at the time. So, I mean, how do you transfer that knowledge any other way? It's like, it's amazing. It's amazing, though, isn't it? It really is. Sukup, my mum had a dream about her dad dying 3 days before he died, and it was just out of the blue. He wasn't ill or anything. She used to hate having dreams after that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised because it's traumatic, isn't it, really?
Makes you wonder why, though. You know, why would things like that they were going to die 3 days before?
And some say that things aren't solid, but sometimes some things have got such an high chance of happening that what if they try and give us a signal? I don't know.
Or maybe there was something to resolve, like a relationship.
I don't know. It could be. Yeah.
And is it like time in the future seeping back, or is someone giving us that?
Yeah.
You know,
I totally agree on that one.
So
what's Michael?
It's mad, that, isn't it? It really is. Michael, what? How you doing? Ended up dreaming about my old mate who had already died. I'm sorry to hear that. And it was like he was still alive. I asked him in the dream if he was back to take me to heaven. And he replied, yes, one day, but not just yet. That's a good thing. Twice he's visited me since he sadly died. Oh, that's mad, isn't it?
So, do you know, Michael, do you know when he ended up, coming to you the first time? Were there any problems, health-wise, to make him come and like warn you, kind of thing? Or maybe we're just here to say hello.
Yeah. Maybe that is watching over you and things like that. So it's like.
And Michael, would it like be unreal, that kind of dream? Because when spirits visit, I just think it's almost like you're touching reality. Did you find it really real?
It's a crazy one.
It's a good one. I actually believe in time travel, like dreaming of the past or foretelling the future.
I do.
I think there's something there's something there, because those dreams I've had, I know I've personally had dreams that some of them like give me an image of definitely this thing's gonna come up, and it's within that day it happens. I've even tried avoiding it and it just don't work. It's stupid. Chantal Redman.
Hi, Chantal.
Hi,
Hope
Chantal.
everything's well. You're gonna have to replay this live stream, Chantal.
We'll go in a minute.
All right, that is probably answering your question, Phil. I think it's mental health, but yeah, it could have been for a warning. I literally thought it was real for sure.
Yeah.
See,
that's
that's
it.
a shame, a bad point in your.
It's come at a time when it's like when needed, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's
See, I think most dreams are just pretty much superficial, and you can think of some the previous evening and then dream about it. So a lot of things are pretty superficial, but if it's like a premonition or if it's you're talking to a spirit, it's much stronger. Yeah.
Chantal was just saying she's looking forward to this one on dreams. No problem. I know. Look back at it, because dreams is always going to keep coming up. This one on when we talk, because there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it.
It's a wide range of things when it comes to the supernatural world.
And there's things that we're looking at doing to look into it deeper as well. Because
it's too big a subject, isn't it, to just skim over, really?
Yeah, and it's like that. Peter mentioned it as well, and I think Peter, you'll get it, don't you? I've had a premonition that seems like it's coming up, and it's like I just don't really want it to come true.
No.
But the thing is, I'm getting signs of it, like it's coming.
Oh dear.
So it's like, but I've had them before, and sometimes they end up coming true, and it's not as bad as what it was going to be. But this one seems like it's
But I once saw an horse went Derby, and I thought, I'm on that horse, and it got battered. So they don't all come true, do they?
No, but and at the same time, I mean, did it lose spectacular? Like did it like there's losing, and then did it proper lose?
It proper lost. It was 5th or 6th. It weren't even challenging.
Yeah, it makes you think, like, do they sometimes throw you a wobbler just for laugh?
Yeah, it had me thinking, that one. Yeah.
I dreamed about Jodie Corner, and that dream came true, if you catch my drift. That's a good one. Nice one, Michael. And I sat with a woman in a brilliant white room. Brilliant white room. See, that does spook me out. A brilliant white room.
It's a bit like
bothers me more than a totally pitch black area.
That's really, isn't it? I'd say.
Yeah, it seems to over. Like if I go to a pub, I like dark pubs, not light pubs. Bright white light. I don't know. I don't know why. It just bothers me. Brilliant white room would tell me it's time. I knew the following morning I would not have Laurie for long that day. Went to hospital, put him on morphine. Never got to speak to him as himself again. Passed not long after that. Sorry to hear that, innit?
Sorry about that.
Bloody hell. But yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? What you get from these. And yeah, like that. Chantel. I have so much. If I said it all, people would think I was mad, and that's the reason why this kind of subject will always come up, because there is so much. And that you probably don't same lines as me. If I told you some of the stuff that I had dreamt about, stuff, oh my god. 3 people would get together and have me locked away. I tell you.
I had one dream I were eating stuffing.
Yeah, but you like stuffing.
I love stuffing, so why not dream about stuffing?
We made him a birthday cake out of stuffing once. You like stuffing? With a gravy centre.
Yeah, it was nice. Mint sauce on top. Yeah, that were it.
That were a birthday cake. That.
Anyway,
Michael, you're welcome.
talk about food. It's my tea time now.
Yeah.
It is mine. I'm absolutely
guys.
starving.
Yeah, it was brilliant though.
I'm gonna eat me arm.
On leg.
Yeah, or your leg.
Yeah, I'll take some slices off my leg.
Yeah.
That's a great dream, that.
I know.
Yes.
Weirdo.
But yeah, well, but at the same time, no. But yeah, I'll just say, at the same time when they were releasing season 5 of Walking Dead, they were selling burgers made from recipe or a cannibal, but using veal, bone marrow, and all this because he said in Victorian time that's what human meat tastes like, and they were handing them out in London. And I got in touch with a company and I went, I was just rating, I'm that kind of guy what's very interested in that kind of thing. So I found it interesting. What does that burger taste like? Knowing it's just animal, what I mean? It's just... So I phoned the company. I went, I missed out this. I couldn't get to London. Can you send me a recipe? A woman just put an emoji like, are you too real kind of face? Send me a recipe. So I took it to a butcher's and he made me some burgers.
Oh man, just stop talking about food, Phil, and get your tea.
And they were very nice as well, by the way.
Yeah, I don't really fancy having them burgers, to be honest with you, but it's each to their own, I suppose. I want to eat hedgehog food.
Sweeney Todd, I tell you what, I like pies. That's all I'm saying. I like pies.
So yeah, good subject, everyone.
Yep.
Thank you, people in
Yeah,
the
thank you
background.
again.
Yeah.
Leslie, lead us out.
It's nice to see Phil back. And we've got another investigation coming up, so we're not late of October. And
Yeah.
also, I've got some news about Halloween, which I'll be putting on page.
Brilliant.
But I shall be having a chat with the team first. So exciting stuff for Halloween.
Nice,
Wow.
that's great.
Yeah, there will be some live like investigation reviews at some point. Won't there, Leslie, with previous investigation we had at the barracks?
Yeah.
Did it go well, that?
Yeah,
go well?
it
very
was a
well.
good night, yeah. Yeah.
So footage you'll be seeing we'll be going to be looking at it, and then we're just going to do a live investigation review on TSP about that investigation we had, and hopefully people will enjoy and take part and have a look.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that'd be great. Definitely.
So it's a bye from me.
And a bye from me.
Bye.
And a bye
Right,
from
see you later.
Bye,
Take care,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.